Now, if you've watched the show in the past, you'll recognise this space. Australian radio and TV presenter Zoe Marshall is diving deep into the lives of strangers in this really great, emotional and revealing new podcast.
Welcome to The Deep. I'm Zoe Marshall. In my early 20s, a lot of traumatic things happened. And ever since then, I have had this fascination with people and their stories. This is The Deep. A running theme of this podcast is, who are you when no one's watching?
Yeah, Zoe joins us now from Sydney. Good
Hey,
morning,
Zoe.
Zoe.
Hi.
Look, you touched on it there about what made you want to start this. Can you just dive a bit deeper into that?
Yes, so this has kind of been 8 years in the making, which feels really strange. I tried to make it twice before, and I think the timing wasn't right. 2020 is a strange year for all of us, and I think it's allowing people to be more open to these conversations. So, I have a background in TV and radio, and I always wanted to kind of go deeper into things, and it just wasn't the right outlet for so many reasons. So I thought, why not just do it myself?
And it's so great, Zoe. I've been really listening to a lot of them, and your empathy and how the angles you come at from these is really engaging. So, first of all, it's good to see you again. But, I want to hit on one where you go right to the heart of the matter in the first episode. You interview a mother who's a single parent with terminal cancer. What was your takeaway from that? What did you learn from her?
I mean, that was personally a really touching one for me, and I'm sure so many of the listeners out there can relate to losing someone to cancer. And hearing this story of this mother that had her husband kind of betray her with this meth addiction and leave her with this small child and then be given this diagnosis. The story is of getting a diagnosis that you won't accept and looking at a million other ways that you could potentially survive, which are very outside the box. But really it came down to her believing it was her mindset that got her into it and her mindset getting her out of it. So it's like a bit of a mind-blowing concept, but she is just the most resilient, wonderful woman. And I think it's the story of a mother's love.
Yeah, and you've also had your own cancer story within your family. I mean, you've been very open with your own experiences. You've talked about growing up with domestic violence and the loss of your mother to cancer. Why was it important for you to share that with your audience?
Oh, I didn't actually grow up with violence in the home. I had a partner, so I'm a survivor of a partner that inflicted domestic violence. But I think coming through all of those experiences, there's some kind of power and connection of allowing people to know that you have gone through something, if not similar, you've kind of dealt with something that is somewhat traumatic. Because I think that when you do that thing of, I'll show you mine, they feel safer to show you theirs. So it has been important for me to not make this about me. This isn't about my trauma or my stories. It was literally just the kind of the building block to go there with people. I want this to be about their stories because these are the people that are really just the most fascinating, unique humans.
There's a billion podcasts out there, and I got to say, this is the one you should be listening to at the moment because it's just so good, and your tone and the way you interview and talk to these people, have a real conversation, is so engaging. So it's so great to see you.
Oh, you too. Thank you guys for all your support. That's so lovely.
Thanks,
Absolute
Zoe.
pleasure. You can catch the new episodes of The Deep. It's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Don't miss it. Really engaging stuff.
Great.